In a quiet and beautiful village surrounded by gentle green hills and peaceful rivers, there lived a young man named Lian. The mornings in that village were filled with birdsong, the smell of fresh bread, and soft laughter that drifted through the air. Lian was kind and hardworking, always ready to help others. Everyone liked him because he had a good heart and always tried his best in everything he did. But there was one thing about Lian that always stood between him and success. He never truly finished what he started. He worked hard, but stopped before the end. When he cleaned the yard, he left one corner undone. When he studied, he stopped before reading the last page. And every time, he told himself, "That's enough for today." As time passed, Lian grew older and dreamed of making his parents proud. He wanted a good job, a better life, and a chance to prove himself. He studied hard, sent applications, and attended many interviews, but every time, he failed. No matter how close he came, something always went wrong. After every rejection, he sat quietly and wondered, "Why do I always fail, even when I give my best?" One evening, as the sun painted the sky in gold and orange, Lian sat by the river that flowed through his village. The soft wind brushed against his face, carrying the scent of flowers. His eyes filled with tears. "I work hard," he whispered. "Then why do I always fall short?" Just then, his old friend Finn walked by and saw Lian sitting alone. He joined him and asked gently, "Why do you look so sad?" Lian sighed. "I don't understand, Finn. I try so hard, but success never comes to me. Maybe I'm just not lucky." Finn smiled softly and said, "Lian, you're not unlucky. You always work hard, but you stop before the end. You come close, but you never finish. You build, but you never place the last stone. Life doesn't reward those who almost finish it, rewards those who complete what they start." Those words went straight into Lian's heart. That night, he couldn't sleep. He thought about every time he had given up too soon, every unfinished task, every dream he had walked away from. For the first time, he saw that the problem wasn't his luck. It was his habit of stopping before the finish line. The next morning, as the sun rose gently over the hills, Lian made a promise to himself. "From today, I will finish everything I begin." He started small. When he cleaned, he made sure every corner was spotless. When he studied, he read every page until the end. When he helped his parents, he stayed until the work was truly done. He stopped saying enough and started saying not yet. Days turned into months, and slowly, Lian's life began to change. His efforts started to show. One morning, a letter arrived. He had passed his final exam and been chosen for the job he dreamed of. Tears filled his eyes as he ran to his parents. For the first time, he felt the true joy of success, not from luck, but from completing what he started. Years later, Lian became a respected man in his village. People came to him for guidance and wisdom. One evening, standing before a group of young people, he smiled and said, "When I was younger, I failed again and again, not because I didn't work hard, but because I never finished what I started. The day I learned to complete every task, my whole life changed." As the evening breeze passed gently through the trees, Lian looked up at the golden sky and smiled. His heart was calm. He whispered softly to himself, "I finally finished what I started." Don't stop when you're close. The last step might be the one that changes your life forever. Always give your heart until the very end. Success is not about how hard you start, but how strong you finish. If this story touched your heart, don't forget to like, share, and subscribe to The Wordy Heart for more emotional and inspiring stories that awaken your soul.